Hello, I am Brian Foster, and today I want to talk about something different, a little different. It's a book, Autobiography of a Yogi, and it really is amazing. It has similar concepts as Spiritism. Before I begin, please hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. It's very important for the algorithm so we can spread the knowledge of the spirit world far and wide. I was given by one of the people who listened to my YouTube videos and actually read my books, an excellent book by the Yogi Paramhansa Yogananda. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I apologize. She gave it to me in PDF. It's available in PDF. It was published in 1946 and is the life story of Paramahansa from his childhood to his time in the United States. The book reveals the spirit realm and the tenets of Spiritism from a different angle. And he is such a wonderful person, and he relates such wonderful stories, and he even quotes the Bible and Christ, and he compares some of these yogis and what they've done to Christ. It is quite interesting to see from his point of view and yoga's point of view is how Spiritism is similar into their concepts. Now, the concepts that he has is not as concrete and shaped by the definite information given to us by Allan Kardec and the information he codified from the high spirits to send him all sorts of answers to his 1,019 questions in the 1850s. But this is ancient wisdom that people have refined and helped through the ages, and it shows you how close they are, and how they've talked to other high spirits and had visions, etc. Let me give you some of the similarities. Now, this is from chapter 12, page 133 in the PDF version. Now, I put a link to the PDF version in the information below. I'm not sure if it's the same version she sent me. There's quite a few on the internet, but I'm sure you can find it. And believe me, this book is well worth a read. Let me go through, because this quote is, "My guru, awakened God, knew this world to be nothing but an objectivized dream of the Creator, because he was completely aware of his unity with the divine dreamer. Lahiri Mahasaya could materialize or dematerialize or make any change he wished in the cosmic vision." This is what I talk about, especially in my book, The Spirit Realm, Spiritism has revealed the reality of our existence, is that we are logical constructs. We are in this matrix. We are these small routines who have our own peculiar and unique personality and character, and we are loved, and we are in this atmosphere of love. It means we're still important. I'm not saying we're robots but we are in this manufactured concept in a universe where, when we're in the spirit world, thought is action. Just as he said, you can create, you can roam, you can create with your thought, with your will. And why are we, so all this is true. Why are we on earth? Because the higher you go in the spirit realm, the more power you have to do things. So his guru is probably a pretty high spirit to come to earth to help show people really of what the truth is of their existence. It's just amazing. Let me give you another quote. "Forget the past," Siri Yukteswar would console him. "The vanished lives of all men are dark with many shames. Human conduct is ever unreliable until anchored in the divine. Everything in future will improve if you are making a spiritual effort now." So again, this is exactly parallel to Spiritism. We are here on earth to improve. And he said human conduct is ever unreliable unless anchored in the divine. That means we should follow our conscience. Our conscience is that set of divine laws implanted into each of us by God. We cannot escape that. We can rationalize away, we can push it down for as long as we can in life after life. It will eventually surface, cause us so much stress we're going to have to take notice of it. Eventually we'll learn to love it and follow it as well as we can, right? Because we kind of go through learning. We have to look at the gray areas. We can't be perfect all the time. But again, he's saying that is, yes, is human conduct is unreliable because we're so far from perfect. We are here on this planet of atonement, meaning we have life after life to pay for our past wrongs. Now, eventually, Spiritism says we'll get to a better planet, and there's other planets even above that, but our next planet is the planet of regeneration. Let me give you another concept that was in the book. Conserve your powers. Be like the capacious ocean, absorbing all within the tributary rivers of the senses. Small yearnings are opening in the reservoir of your inner peace, permitting healing waters to be wasted in the desert soil of materialism. This forceful activating impulse of wrong desire is the greatest enemy to the happiness of man. Roam the world as a lion of self-control. See that the fogs of weakness don't kick you around. So he's telling us is that, if we just have these yearnings, we're jealous, or we have to have that new shirt or those new tennis shoes or that car, that second house, is that quest for material goods will get in the way of our spiritual growth and our spiritual maturity. And he says, roam the world as a lion of self-control. That's what we need to do. In fact, Spiritism tells us the more we prune, the stronger we grow, right? Which means that the more we say, hey, I don't need all that, I can exist. And, in the course, now, if you have your money and you got it honestly, you want to enjoy it, there's nothing wrong in that. But don't let it command you, right? You use it as a tool. Use it to help people. Enjoy it yourself. Spiritism says there's nothing wrong with that, but don't let it overtake you. Don't let materialism overtake your quest for spirituality, because you'll just retard your progress. You'll just slow down your progress to be a perfect spirit one day, and that is what you want to be. You're on earth to get rid of all your primitive emotions and put in, instead of hate and envy and jealousy, replace that with love, fraternity, and charity. And because then, as you'll go higher and higher in heaven, you'll have amazing more and more power, and someday you'll be like an omniscient angel, a high spirit. Let me go another one. This is another quote. This is the last one. I don't want to give to you too many. Sri Yukteswar directed the study of his own disciples by the same intensive method of one-pointedness. He said, wisdom is not assimilated with the eyes, but with the atoms. He said, when your conviction of a truth is not merely in your brain, but in your being, you may diffidently vouch for its meaning. He discouraged any tendency a student might have to construe book knowledge as a necessary step to spiritual realization. And again, this is very wise. And I talked about this in other videos and in my articles, is that, first, you do have to have some book knowledge, right? You got to have some book knowledge. And I started the same way, as I read Spiritism, and I thought I understood it, but you don't really know it deep down until you feel the tenets of love and charity and fraternity and following your conscience, until you can really deny yourself, until you can repress those negative, angry emotions sometimes, which I still have problems with. But that's when, and that's what he's talking about, wisdom, right? Because wisdom isn't just knowledge. Wisdom is knowledge and empathy and caring and love, right? It's love and knowledge together. And that's really what he is saying now when he says not with the eyes, but with the atoms. And with the atoms, he means the whole being of your body. And that's being is that your whole character and your personality. So I thought this would be interesting for you. I mean, it's amazing how so many religions and so many doctrines have parallel with Spiritism. And actually, I shouldn't say it's amazing, because Jesus has given us the same message through many ways and many people to try and get us to listen and say, yes, we're immortal spirits, reincarnate, we should love, we should follow the Ten Commandments, we should follow our conscience. And, there's these little small changes from, Lao Tzu in China, Confucianism, Zoroastrianism, in India. It's all telling us the same thing, is improve ourselves. Think spiritually. That's why we're on earth. We're not on earth to become rich and famous. That's not important. And if you envy those people, please don't, because they're just holding themselves up. They're going to go through another life, and who knows. So try and, start. There's nothing wrong. Start by reading about Spiritism. And a good place to start is my book, The Spirit Realm. Spiritism has revealed the reality of our existence. And I really try to describe what Spiritism tells us about us and where we live. I talk about the organization of the universes, the residents of the universe's spiritual ascension, where we talked about how to change that knowledge into changing your character and what the future holds for us. That is very important, so you can look beyond where we are on this kind of chaotic planet, right, where we go through ups and downs, vicissitudes of life, but it's all for a reason. It's not meant for punishment. Bad things happen is not meant for punishment. It's meant for education, and it's meant for some atonement for what we did in past lives. Now, I know all of this sounds beyond the realm of possibility for many people, but as the spirit universes unfold, the logic becomes apparent, and our place within it fully explains the chaos and inequalities of our planet and of our ups and downs of our life. With understanding and knowledge comes wisdom and tranquility. Once you start the journey of discovery of who you truly are and the real worlds you shall exist in, a doorway of light opens and begs you to step in to feel the love that surrounds you during your ascent to become a pure spirit. God bless.